All right, let's just jump right in. For generations, we've kind of been handed this playbook for success, right? Go to a good school, get a stable job, climb the ladder. But what if that whole playbook, everything we were taught, isn't just a little out of date? What if it's actually setting you up to fail in the age of AI?
Wow. I mean, this quote from the 2026 Wealth Compass really just cuts right to the chase, doesn't it? This isn't some distant future shock kind of thing. The financial hit, the career disappointment, that's happening to people right now who are still playing by the old rules. The game has changed completely.
And that's really the heart of it. This isn't a minor patch or a small update. It's like the entire operating system for how to build a successful career has been completely rewritten from the ground up. So in this explainer, we're going to tear down that old playbook and figure out what the new rules actually are.
To really get our heads around just how massive this shift is, we have to stop thinking of AI as just another piece of technology. It is so much bigger than that.
A tsunami is the perfect metaphor. Really, this isn't some gentle wave you can see coming from a mile away. It's a massive force that has already hit the shore, and it is fundamentally reshaping the entire landscape of what work is, what has value, and what it even means to be creative. Those old maps we were using to navigate our careers, you can pretty much throw them out. They're useless now.
Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. What specifically is broken about our old way of thinking? We're going to look at 4 pieces of common sense that AI has just completely turned on their head.
First up, this idea we all grew up with. Knowledge is power. For centuries, the person who had memorized the most stuff had the advantage. But now, come on, an AI knows more than any person could ever hope to. The power has shifted. It's not about having the answer in your head anymore. The real power now is being able to ask the perfect question to get the best possible answer from the AI.
And remember that old advice? Just do an average job. Keep your head down, you'll be fine. Playing it safe in the middle of the pack used to be a good strategy. Well, not anymore. That middle-of-the-road, repeatable, predictable work is exactly what AI was built to do, flawlessly and endlessly. The middle is no longer a safe place to hide. It's the absolute easiest place to be automated.
We all took a lot of comfort in this idea that creativity was our final firewall. You know, the one thing that made us human that a machine could never touch. But if we're being honest, AI can now generate a perfectly average article, a pretty good logo, a decent piece of music. So that baseline level of creativity is now automated. The real human value is shifting to the extremes, the truly groundbreaking concepts, the unique perspectives, the stuff with real emotional depth.
And this one might be the most jarring shift of all. We've always been taught to trust our own eyes. But now, with AI that can create video, audio, and images that are totally indistinguishable from reality, seeing is believing is an incredibly dangerous mindset. The new essential skill is a kind of radical skepticism, verifying sources, questioning context, and just not taking anything at face value.
Okay, so all the old rules are broken. It's pretty easy to hear all of that and feel a sense of panic, right? Like we're in some competition that we just can't win. But that is exactly the wrong mindset. The new golden rule isn't about competition. It's all about collaboration.
This sentence right here, this might be the single most important thing to understand about this new era. It is not you versus a machine. It's you versus another person who has figured out how to use that machine as a tool to become 10 times more productive and effective. That's the real competition.
You have to start thinking of AI as your co-pilot. It's your tireless intern, your brilliant research assistant who never sleeps. It's here to augment your intelligence, not to replace it. The real game isn't trying to do what AI does. It's about doing what you do, but better, faster, and with way more impact because you're leveraging this incredible tool.
So, if we're not supposed to be competing with AI on its turf, then what should we be focusing on? This brings us to the skills that are becoming exponentially more valuable, specifically because AI can't replicate them.
These are the things that are just fundamentally human. We're talking about solving messy, complex problems that don't have a clean answer. We're talking about emotional intelligence and empathy, actually connecting with another person, persuading a team, coming up with a truly original idea out of thin air. And maybe the most important thread running through all of it, just being able to constantly learn and adapt.
So, the crucial insight is this. Instead of spending all your energy worrying about what AI can do, you need to double down on what it can't. Your humanity, your intuition, your empathy, those aren't liabilities in the age of AI. They are your ultimate competitive advantage.
Now, developing these uniquely human skills is part one of the new plan. But there is a second part that's just as critical. It's not enough to be valuable. You have to be visibly valuable. And that means building a brand.
I mean, think about it. In a world where a huge amount of average work can be automated and generated by basically anyone, what's left that's truly unique? It's you, your personal reputation, your specific point of view, your voice. That becomes your single greatest asset. If you don't build a brand, you're just a commodity, easily replaced by the next person or the next algorithm.
And this gives us a really simple, powerful framework. First, you've got to figure out what your unique angle is. What do you bring to the table that's different? Second, you have to provide that value to people through content, articles, videos, posts, whatever feels natural. Third, you got to be consistent. And fourth, you have to engage with the people who are drawn to your work. You're not just broadcasting, you're building a community.
Okay, I know this can all feel pretty overwhelming. New skills, new rules, build a brand. Where in the world do you even start? Well, it turns out it all begins with one single, powerful question.
This is it. This is your first step. Forget everything else for a second and just think about this. What value do you need to create and put out into the world so that when someone searches your name, they find something meaningful? An article you wrote, a project you led, a helpful idea you shared? Your entire journey into this new era, it starts with the answer to that question.